Breaking news: Akeredolu gives herdsmen ultimatum to vacate Ondo forest. It's about time that the 36 state governors in the federation make a stand. Everybody keeping quiet because of politics, their political ambition, selfishness, not putting the interest of the people at heart is not a good place to stand. It shows that you are not a leader. You are actually a selfish individual who just had opportunity to be in position. Akeredolu is just taking a stand now, but we thank God that at least he's doing it. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if this is your first time. Let's understand all that is going on. Ondo State Governor Olurotimi Akeredolu has given a 7 days ultimatum to herdsmen to immediately vacate forests reserved within the state. Akeredolu, who fumed over the ferocious activities of herdsmen across the state, on Monday stated that his administration will not fold its arms and allow a few individuals to turn the state into an haven of dark, devilish criminal elements. The governor, who talked tough on the activities of criminal elements in the state, said security reports debriefed from victims of kidnap cases pointed in one direction, traceable to some bad elements masquerading themselves as headmen. The governor spoke during the interaction and the interactive meeting with the leaders of the Hausa, Fulani, and the community in the state, held at the Coca-Cola Conference Hall of the Governor's Office, Alagbaka, Akure, Ondo State Capital. The meeting was also attended by Commissioner of Police, Mr. Bolaji Samiu, and State Command of the Amotekun Corps, Mr. Tunji Adeleke, while others while ordering that all forests reserved in the state are to be vacated by herdsmen within the next 7 days, with effort from today, Monday. Akeredolu decried the activities of the criminal element, adding that they have turned forest reserve in the state and across the southwest into hideout for keeping victims of kidnapping, negotiating for ransoms, and carrying out criminal activity. Recently, security trace attached that attached that the this same time and this same thing has requested all hands to be on deck at the difficulty of facing the bearded people who call themselves Fulani herdsmen. The challenges are quite enormous, but we are determined to confront them heads on. We determine that all criminal elements who herd under the various disguise aid in the destruction of farmland, as well as other perpetrating violent crime such as kidnapping, drug peddling, and other activity must be stamped out of our dear state. We have cases of various attacks on our people by these mindless elements. You will recall that the gruesome murder of one of the members of Ondo State Traditional Council, who was caught in a web of diverse plans of these evil workers on the way back for him from his domain. While we are still grieving, some others have been kidnapped. Attempts has been made on various life roads users across the state, especially along other boundaries and hidden lands, he said. He further preyed abound on night grazing and movement of cattle within the city, highlights in the state, while others all outlaw members should be bound and age-long grazing of cattle should be bound. In its usual magnitudes, our administration will give a grace of 7 days for those who are involved to fish out and to carry their cattle business and register in the appropriate authority or be dealt with the full route of the law. Akeredolu is speaking now. Thank God he's finally speaking. But the truth of the matter is, whatever comes up at the end of the day, we need to keep our people safe. It's okay that Governor Akeredolu is talking this way. No more grazing in Ondo State, because everybody is keeping quiet and watching and allowing evil to happen in broad daylight in our country. This is not acceptable. Most of the governors, because they are APC, do not want to speak the truth. Would rather leave their people in a state of dilemma at the detriment of, these people who call themselves herdsmen. What is wrong if the presidency issue a decree, no more grazing or rocking around with the cattle? You know that will drastically reduce this evil and menace that is plaguing the country. But I tell you what, there are people in Aso Rock, take it from me, believe it or not, and honestly speaking, you might not accept, but I want to put it to you that there are people in the seat of power who are part and parcel of this thing, or who are encouraging it, or who see nothing wrong in it and are encouraging it to happen. That's why this evil keep on happening in broad daylight and nobody is addressing it. And we cannot all keep quiet and say, if you keep quiet, the truth is, before you know it, it might get to your doorstep, and you don't want that to happen. So we all need to be very, very, very honest and speak the truth without missing words, that there is something actually wrong in this country. There is something not right, and the government from Buhari down is encouraging it. What stops them from stopping these Fulani herdsmen carrying their cattle around, grazing all over the place? Can't they go into proper mechanized farming instead of grazing all over the place and giving them the opportunity to spy out the land, look at places where they can hide victims? Nobody can allow this evil to happen in a civilized setting, and we call it democracy. Oh, my people, something is seriously wrong. Something is seriously wrong. And unless we all decide to rise up and say no, we are allowing these people to just infringe on our fundamental human rights, which is not acceptable in any way, standard, or kind. We cannot allow it to happen. So you and I need to rise up. It's a good thing. Akeredolu is rising up now to say, this is wrong. It's good he's saying that. However, everybody needs to, whoever your governor is, your councillor, there need to be some laws in place. And if they all come together, instead of looking out for how they can get their own portion, if they can all come together and write an ultimatum to the presidency saying we don't want Fulani herdsmen roaming around in our state, it will come to an end. It was the same federal government that wanted to instill Ruga the other time. So they can still say we don't want Fulani herdsmen in our state. And guess what? We don't they can come, but we don't want them roaming around with cattle. And then you begin to see some ray of hope. This thing will drastically drop because it's being fueled by a hidden agenda. Anyway, guys, what do you think? Leave us a comment. Don't forget to like us, please share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless you. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.